I spend a lot of my time talking about Donald Trump because he's the president of the United States. He's the dominant political figure in the country. And no, his policies and his presidency to date have not proved popular. His approval rating is in kind of the mid 40s. People, as I said in the Wall Street Journal poll, disapprove of how he's handling inflation, how he's handling tariffs, how he's handling immigration, how he's handling the broader economy. The problem, of course, is if you're a Democrat, is that elections are two options, right? And if the other option, meaning Democrats, is seen as not really an option by the public, that's a giant problem. I think Democrats have been feeling better lately because they look at Trump's numbers and they think, well, surely we're going to win. And you might win in 2026 just based on historical trends, the fact that Republicans control everything. People want to send a message, maybe give a little bit of control back to the other party. But do not assume, based on numbers like these, do not assume this is a vote for the Democratic Party. People have no idea really what the Democratic Party stands for. And to the extent that they think they know, they don't like it, right? So it's weak, it's woke, and it's anti-Trump. That's what people will say about the Democratic Party. That is not getting it done. 33% favorable in the Wall Street Journal poll, 28% favorable in the CNN poll. These are record low numbers. You cannot, if you're a Democrat, you cannot just say like, they'll take care of themselves. No, you are in a brand crisis. Make no mistake. This is a crisis of the brand. People have no idea what the brand stands for. And if they, to the extent they have an idea, do not like it. That is a problem. No matter what Donald Trump is doing, right? You would think with Trump doing all these things that Democrats insist are radical and people hate it, you would think that would mean the Democratic brand was trending upward. No, in fact, it's trending downward even since the election. So I think Democrats have to focus on heal thyself. There is so much time spent on Trump by the Democratic Party, by people who write about the Democratic Party, sort of Democratic journalists, partisan journalists, about how terrible Trump is and he's Hitler above. The reality of the situation is the country at large has no idea what Democrats stand for. The Democratic Party is in a terrible place broadly in terms of favorability. You need to, if you're a Democrat, focus on what do Democrats stand for? How can they make that message and convince people that they are the party that should be trusted to lead this country in 2026 and especially in 2028? And the reality is, looking at numbers like this, they are starting in a big hole, and it's gotten worse, not better, since the election. And that, to me, if I'm a Democratic Party leader, is very concerning. All right,